Greek Mythology, Romance, Legends, Dramas, and Ancient Greek Myths in a Concise Guide. By Bernard Hayes. Narrated by Kyle Walton. Alcmaeon and the Necklace. Right when Alcmaeon returned home from his endeavor against Thebes, he made plans to fulfill the last order of his father Amphiaraus, who had needed him to be claimed reprisal for his mother Eriphyle for her trickiness in endeavoring to deceive him. This assurance was moreover strengthened by the disclosure that his deceitful mother had urged him in like manner to join the undertaking as an end result of the much pined for shroud of Harmonia. He thusly put her to death, and carrying with him the destined jewelry and cover, abandoned forever the home of his fathers. Nevertheless, the heavenly creatures who couldn't persevere so unnatural a wrong-doing to go uninspired tormented him with frenzy, and sent one of the Furies to look after him interminably. In this hopeless condition he wandered about from place to put, until at long last, having accomplished Sophus in Arcadia, Phegeus, ruler of the country, washed down him of his wrong-doings, and additionally offered to him the hand of his daughter Arsinoe, whom Alcmaeon showed the adornments and cover which had quite recently been the explanation behind so much dejection. Despite the way that now released him from his mental weight, the chide which hung over him was not by any extent of the creative ability cleared, and for him the country of his appointment was talked with a genuine dry season. On advising the prophet of Delphi, he was taught that any land which offered him refuge would be chided by the awesome creatures, and that the denouncing would continue tailing him till he went to a country which was not in nearness at the time he had killed his mother, denied of desire, and settled never again to cast the shadow of his dull fate over those he loved. Alcmaeon took a fragile leave of his significant other and little Tyche, and ended up being once more an outcast and vagabond. Connected after a long, troublesome trip at the stream Achelous, he found, to his unspeakable happiness, a flawless and productive land, which had yet recently ascended out of underneath water. Here he took up his living arrangements. In this protected place of rest he was at long last freed from his sufferings, ultimately refined of his wrong-doing by the conduit god Achelous. However, in his new-found home, where achievement smiled upon him, Alcmaeon soon disregarded the revering companion and child he had surrendered, and enchanted Callirhoe, the delightful young lady of the conduit god, who wound up perceptibly joined to him in marriage. For quite a while, Alcmaeon and Callirhoe lived euphorically together, and 2 kids were bound to them. In any case,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?